Hello, my gorgeous friend. Welcome to Coming Home. I am your host, Dr. Onalee. I want to go ahead and share with you, first of all, I have a free upcoming masterclass. Depending on when you're watching it, you're going to have an option to watch it live on Tuesday, April 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern, held on Zoom. Or by the time you're listening to this, you might be able to catch the replay and still join. I want to go ahead and share with you, though, right now, the first step towards manifesting your man. I'm going to go deeper in the masterclass. I'm going to take you through a deep visualization, a deep healing, a deep release. My intention in that free training is to help you fully close the door with your ex, energetic, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and to get you to the point where you are vibrating high, you're feeling beautiful, you're feeling powerful, you're feeling clear, and you are creating a space within your energetic field and nervous system for your dream man. So if you're in the process of manifesting your dream man, or if you're hung up on an ex, just come join. The first step that I'm going to go into is close the door on all of your exes. Trust me, I wish it was this simple. I wish you could realize and understand how powerful this is. I wasted 4 years of my life because I did not want to fully shut the door on a situationship that I kept entertaining, hoping it will get better. Knowing what he was capable of, knowing how he was in the beginning, holding on for dear freaking life for him to go back to pursuing me and choosing me and desiring me the way that he did in the beginning. And I waited 4 years for a train that was never scheduled to come. A lot of my clients, especially in the beginning, give me a little bit of a pushback of blocking somebody. So I know that there are some mentors, some teachers who say you shouldn't have to block them. But there's also people who would say just stop drinking alcohol. You can't say that to an alcoholic. That's the whole freaking point. You can't say that to somebody who's addicted to narcissists and situationships and avoidance. When you are addicted to these kind of relationships, aka you want to be done or you say that you're done, and for some reason you still can't stop, you get back with them, you reopen the door, you start hanging out with them again, you're never able to fully be done, even though you have some moments where you swear off that you're never going to reach out to them, you're blocking them, you're done, and you tell all your friends and your family, and you even mean it, yet somehow they're over at your house the next week. That's what I mean by an addiction. To me, leaving the door open, aka having them unblocked anywhere, is just like being an alcoholic and just putting wine next to their sink just to prove that they don't have to drink it. How well is that going to go after you're having a really incredibly hard, emotional, exhausting day? You're eventually going to open that bottle of wine. You're eventually going to, and even if you really didn't, why torture yourself? That's what a lot of people do is that they leave the door open, falsely believing that they are not going to reach out to them, they're not going to talk to them, and they actually convince themselves. And I used to do this too because I didn't want to be dramatic, I didn't want to not be cordial, I didn't want to not be on good terms, I didn't want to be crazy, I didn't want to give them my power away like that. But I started to learn my power is actually closing the door and moving on and having zero openings for them to be able to reach me. My power is actually saying I'm done with a relationship that is so incredibly unhealthy for me. My power is that I'm done being an option. I'm done being open and available to be treated this way, to be the kind of woman that somebody can leave and come back to. I'm done. They can think I'm crazy. They can think I'm emotionally unstable. They can think whatever they want to think. But at the end of the day, I win, baby. I win by being done with narcissists. I win by being done with avoidance. I win by being done with situationships. Their friends, their family, even them, they can think whatever they need. But if you struggle with keeping the door closed and you know that this relationship is unhealthy, I invite you to ask yourself why. Why do you need to keep that door open? Why do you need to leave them unblocked? Why? In my experience, when I have finally been done with somebody where I blocked them and I actually kept them blocked after blocking, unblocking, blocking, unblocking, it always was when I was exhausted. It was always when I was done. So for me being an alcoholic too, when I was finally done drinking, I was exhausted. I wasn't done drinking when I swore off, oh my God, I'm never doing it again. It was when I was so freaking sick and tired, I can't do this anymore, that I finally conceded to my inner self, most self, that I was an alcoholic. And I feel part of my platform. I have an opportunity to work for God here and say there's only two qualifications to be an alcoholic. So I just want to throw this out there. If you can't quit on your own, you've tried to quit, but you haven't fully been able to quit, you keep re-picking up a drink, even if it's 2 years later, even if it's 2 months later, even if it's 2 days later. It doesn't matter actually the length of time. It just means you've tried to quit, you haven't been able to. First qualification. The second qualification is if you can't control the amount you take. So, for example, you have a good intention, like me, my biggest dream on this planet, to be able to drink 2 glasses of wine. If you can't follow through with that, you end up drinking three, four, five, the whole bottle, 2 bottles, you black out, you're probably an alcoholic. I think there's millions and millions of alcoholics. I think the ones who are the lucky ones are the ones who had it bad enough to end up in the rooms or have a deep enough consequence so that they can take the medicine for it, aka the steps, the program. Don't want to go too far, too deep down the rabbit hole, but I know that there are people on here who are alcoholics where you could know that recovery is fucking sexy. Being sober is sexy, and it's really not a hard qualification. You just have to desire to stop drinking. But if you can concede that I've tried to quit, I can't, and I can't control the amount, you're probably an alcoholic. Not a big qualification. Millions of alcoholics out there, but don't have consequences, which to me is just so unfortunate. I'm so grateful for the consequences that led me to getting sober. So, that little tangent for whoever needs it. I mean, I guess a little bit of this conversation or a lot of this conversation is around addiction, addiction to narcissistic relationships, addiction to reopening the door, addiction to alcohol, addiction to drugs, whatever your addiction is. Addiction meaning that there is something that has more power over you. You want to quit it, but you can't quit it. You can't stop, but you keep doing it and you keep going through these vicious cycles that create so much pain and guilt and shame and regret and remorse and anxiety and all the shitty feelings that are the opposite of the language of God. So the first step, the first thing is to really close the door and keep the door closed with your exes, with your past. You can look back and think about beautiful, positive memories and aspects and characteristics and memories of this person without making that mean that you got to reopen the door with them. A lot of empaths struggle with this as we have so much empathy and compassion and we keep seeing the benefit of the doubt of this person and the potential, but we allow ourselves then to keep getting bit and hurt and used and discarded in the name of our empathy. So something I even go deeper in my No More Narcissist program is there is a bonus video on there called Compassion Without Access. I teach empaths how to be compassionate and to have love and to extract and pull out the good memories, the good qualities without making that mean that you keep reopening a door to somebody who, one, doesn't think that they have a problem, and two, they have no desire or willingness to even change. So that's that whole you're waiting on this train all the live long day that was never even scheduled to come. So I'm big on not allowing yourself to keep getting hurt or waiting for them to change, not on your watch, not on your dime. So closing the door, and then we will start to create an opening where you feel at home within yourself. You have a deep connection with your higher power. You know yourself how to feel love and source love and feel that power. And then you start to prepare and create an opening for your partner. So this was all coming to me when I was in Anna Maria Island with my partner. He planned this trip for me, which was a dream vacation of mine after two of my good friends in chiropractic school. They got engaged at Anna Maria Island and the photos were out of this world. And I always said, when I'm with my partner, I want to go there. And he knew this and he planned this trip. And I just had some moments of awe and wonder when I'm looking at my sexy 6'4" man, which I asked for a 6'4" man. Like that mattered to me personally. A tall man, 6'4", literally was on my list. It wasn't 6'3", it wasn't 6'5", it was 6'4". Just throwing that out there. We'll talk about this in the training. But when I was looking at him and I was just looking out at the water and I just had these thoughts of, oh my God, this is so beautiful. This is a dream. It happened. Like, what next? Like, oh my God, like if I could dream that up, I could dream anything up. And I just got the intuition that it's time. It's time to really help you manifest your dream man. I've spent the past few years really focusing on helping you recover from narcissistic relationships. But now I'm ready to help you attract the man. I'm helping you to actually prepare for him. I'm going to give you my greatest tips, my greatest tricks. Trust me, he was my hardest manifestation to this date. I went through so much coaching, so much therapy. I hired all these relationship coaches, some of the best in the freaking world. I read all of the books, listened to the podcasts, anything I could get my hands on. I prayed endlessly at church and everywhere, and this man was not coming. But it was my greatest desire. And so I know that I am here to be a teacher. I'm here to use my pain, my wisdom, my longing, my waiting season to help you. And I can. And I know I can. And I've helped so many people over the past 7 years attract their soulmate and to enjoy the waiting process, the longing phase. You're in whatever season you're meant to be in because you're meant to be there, and you can find gifts and gold, and each season will be different. But I'm going to talk way more about this in the free training. Click the link below to register. Just drop your name, your email, and then you'll either get immediate access to the replay or to the Zoom link. Just click the Zoom link at the time of the call. I did want to throw out that I am going to give a coupon code if you want to join the Woman Empower program. You could get Woman Empower with 6 sessions with me, or you could do 3 months of one-to-one where you get a weekly call, unlimited in-between text support for 3 months, and Woman Empower. Those right now are the 3 main ways to work with me. So when you join the training, I'm going to give a time-sensitive coupon code. But if you already know that you want to join one of those things, just shoot me a DM on Instagram at Dr.Onalee, and I'll give you the coupon code as long as it's still active and running and there are spaces available. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Please share this with someone if you know that they're manifesting their man and you know that they could benefit from this. But I look forward to seeing you, supporting you, serving you, and I'll be talking to you soon.